deep diving into the world of Raidraptors, Exodia, Little Yugi, some of the cards that we're expecting to see get turned over into Animation Chronicle 2024. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot to look at here for the things that you can actually see getting made here. We're going to start off, a lot of these decks have a lot of trap cards that you might not have actually thought about being made. But Raidraptor Chainlock, by the way, this is one of the sickest arted cards that I've seen. But once per turn, if a monster or monsters with higher attack than the total attack of all the Raidraptor monsters you control special summon to your opponent's side of the field, you can target one of those and change the target's battle position. This art goes so hard for a card that's not exactly the strongest thing now. We've also got Raidraptor Evasion. If a Raidraptor Exceed monster you control is targeted for an attack, return one of its Exceed materials to the hand to negate the attack. Now, realistically, they could just make this return an Exceed material from a monster to your hand that's a Raidraptor and negate a monster effect and or give it a monster attack also on this. I think the idea of having that built on this is actually kind of insane. This card could turn into something kind of crazy. Now, you're going to have, there's a lot more Raidraptor rank up cards than there actually should be. And this is an equip spell card. Equip only to a Raidraptor Exceed monster. It gains 500 attack. During the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can target 2 Raidraptor Exceed monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one of them and attach the other to the summoned monster as Exceed material. They made a monster reborn that you would be able to use as a rank up tool. Think about that. That's so crazy to me. Like, this card's actually pretty cool to see. Next up is King Lanius. It's just once per turn you can special summon a level 4 or lower Raidraptor monster from your hand. I mean, hey, this is a free little extender for the deck, actually. You know, depending on how you open up. I mean, this deck always wants as many monsters as it can kind of toggle on out. Raidraptor Rapid Exceeds. During the battle phase, if your opponent controls a special summon monster, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, Exceed summon one Raidraptor Exceed monster using monsters you control. Then you can activate one of the summoned monster's effects that was activated by detaching its own Exceed materials. This card is broken. Like, free rank up battle phase to pressure your opponent on extra damage. I'm in. We also have Raidraptor Reactor. Once per turn, if a battle position of a monster or monster with higher attack than the total attack of all Raidraptor monsters you control is changed, target one of those monsters, destroy it, and if you inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's, or destroy monster's attack. This isn't going to actually come up, I feel like, because Raidraptors are putting 4K bodies on the field now. No. Raidraptor Retrofit Lanius. If this card is in your hand or on your side of the field, you can target one Raidraptor monster you control. This card's level and the name become the same as that monster's until the end of this turn. And if this card is used for Exceed material for a Raidraptor monster, you could treat it as 2 monsters. Excuse me, I could rank this, we could level mod this thing up and start counting it as 2 monsters to Exceed. Just take a moment to appreciate the fact that a card like this actually exists in the game. Like, I think this is nuts. Next up here, Raidraptor Reversal. If this card is activated, that would destroy a card of cards. So if a card was activated, that would destroy a card of cards. While you control Raidraptor, you negate that effect, and you draw a card. That's on a counter trap card, by the way. Imagine if Raidraptor actually was able to deploy this and be able to punish the opponent. Next up here, Raidraptor Rig. Declare a monster level. All monsters on the field with that level become Winged Beast this turn. Is it possible that you could floodgate your opponent out of the game and punish them with an effect like this? Because that's interesting. Next up is the Risky Flight. If an attack position level 4 lower Raidraptor monster you control is targeted for an attack, that monster you control cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, any battle damage you take from that battle becomes halved and then end the battle phase. Yeah, I don't want to see Raidraptor having an end battle phase. Raidraptor Sanctuary. If you control 3 or more Raidraptor monsters, draw 2 cards. This is very realistically a thing that could come to pass. Imagine a Raidraptor player just sets up 3 Raidraptor monsters before they start doing Xyz combo, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll activate this, draw 2. Realistically, this card would be broke. I don't foresee this existing, or it would be slapped with a once per turn option. Next up, Silent Roar. When your opponent activates a card or effect that would inflict damage while you control Raidraptor, you can negate that effect. Wow, Raidraptors have a lot of counter traps. Like, honestly, I'm not all that surprised. Symbol. Just Raidraptor symbol. If you control a Raidraptor monster, you can battle this turn. Add one Raidraptor monster from your deck to your hand. Imagine a sort of Rhoda for them with this. Like, what? This is so unneeded. Imagine if that was on a field spell. Raidraptor target flag. Activate this card by targeting 1 monster your opponent controls. Draw 1 card and reveal it. If that target leaves field, destroy that card. If you do, look at your opponent's hand. Destroy all cards among them with the same card type, monster, spell, and trap as the card you drew by this card effect. Okay, well that's so unneeded too. Next up, rank up magic, battle up force. You're kidding me, right? When an opponent's monster clears an attack, target 1 Raidraptor Exceed monster you control. Special summon from your action deck 1 Raidraptor Exceed monster is 2 ranks higher than that target is by using that target as material. And then to imagine if this became real, where you could rank up mid-battle phase and punish your opponent. Like, once again, we see more of that. Raptor Storm. Your opponent activates a spell trap card while you control a Raidraptor monster. Negate that activation, and if you do, destroy it. Well, this realistically could be a real card. Alright. Raptor's Interception Formation. Once per turn, if an Exceed summoned Raidraptor monster you control is attacked during damage calculation, you can switch its current attack and defense during that damage calculation only. And then once per turn during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets an Exceed monster, or an Exceed summoned Raidraptor monster you control, you can negate that effect. These are so wild. Alright, we also have the Xyz Rescue. Immediately after effect resolves, Exceed summon 1 Xyz monster using monsters controlled by your opponent that you own. What? Okay. Overlay Burst Armor. If a Raidraptor Exceed monster you control be destroyed by battle, detach all Exceed materials from that Exceed monster, and that Exceed monster is not destroyed by that battle, and you take no battle damage from that battle. That's too specific to want to get printed now. Dimension Xyz. If your life points are 1,000 or less, immediately after that resolves, Exceed summon 1 Xyz monster using 3 monsters with the same name from your side of the field, hand, or graveyard. From the graveyard is kind of cool. And then we have Chaos Xyz. Target 1 Xyz and 1 monster you control with the same level as that Exceed monster's rank. Immediately after that resolves, treat that Xyz monster's rank as if it were the level and Exceed some 1 Exceed monster using only those 2 monsters. This very really could be a card. Adversity. When a monster you control is targeted for an attack, if it has less attack than the attacking monster, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from the battle and it gains 1,000 attack. We have so many cards in here that generically just exist to try to balance things out. Lightning Quick. Activate 1 quick play spell card from your hand. Why did we need this on a trap card? This is a real card, by the way. It showed up in RGB 5859. Oh man, what if I draw something? Necroraptor. If you would take battle damage from an opponent's monster's direct attack, target 1 Raidraptor monster from a graveyard and make that battle damage you take from that battle 0, and if you do, special summon that target. Okay, and then we have Overlay Armor. If a Raidraptor Exceed monster control be destroyed by battle, you get one material from it instead. Why do we need this? And then we have Raptor's Gust. When your opponent activates a spell card while you control a Raidraptor monster, negate that activation, you destroy that card. Okay, and then we have Ultimate Full Burst. What? During your battle phase, if you Exceed summoned an Exceed monster by the effect of a rank up spell card, target that monster, you can activate that monster's effects. It was activated, detaching its own, and that monster, then that monster must attack all of your opponent's monsters they control once each, and once during that battle phase this turn. During the end phase, destroy that monster. That's kind of nutty. Okay. All of that was your Raidraptor cards, by the way. But we do have some Exodia stuff in here, and we have a little bit of Yugi stuff here. So, Rage of the Forbidden One. Activate only if the one and only monster on your side of the field is Exodius, the ultimate Forbidden Lord. You negate any card effect activated this turn that is currently resolving or applying. What is that card text on this thing? Then we have Ritual of the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. You can activate this card from the graveyard while there are a total of 5 Forbidden 1 cards in your hand or graveyard. Return all Forbidden 1 cards from the graveyard to the deck. Send 2 Forbidden 1 cards from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Exodia, the Ultimate Lord, from your hand or deck. The deck is then shuffled. If the Forbidden 1 card or cards sent to the graveyard except by the effect of Exodia, the Forbidden 1, return that card or cards to the deck. It's pretty cool. Then we have Break the Seal. You can send this face-up card and one other Break the Seal you control the graveyard. Add 1 forbidden monster from your deck to your hand. That's a wild Rhoda. And then we also have Defense Seal Wall. Activate this card if you control a face-up Exodia, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. When an opponent's monster clears an attack, you negate that attack of an opponent's monster and end the battle phase. If Exodia, the Ultimate Lord, is removed from the field, destroy this card. Okay. Oh, so we have little Yugi's cards here that we could possibly see from the final arc. So Aria from Beyond. This lets you select one removed from play spell card and activate it on your side of the field. That's actually kind of a cool interaction. I like that. Then we have Legnard. If you would take battle damage from a battle involving a monster you control, you can destroy this face-up card you control instead. Okay. Then we also have Blockin'. If another monster you control is selected as an attack target, you can change that target to this card. This card is destroyed by battle. You can special summon 1 Legnard from your deck in face-up attack mode. So basically this just prevents you from losing the game. And then we have the most famous card I can think of here. Turn Jump. Activate only during the battle phase. Each player passes their turns without playing for 3 of their turns. They cannot draw during the draw phase, and resume play from that battle phase 6 turns after activation. Imagine this turning into a real card. So I wanted to just go over some of the stuff that we could expect here. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.